Good morning. It is a nice windy, warm day. It's 52 degrees out this morning. We had a storm roll in. We're supposed to be getting over an inch of rain today. And everything is ice where the snow was. So it's gonna be an interesting day. The wind has been picking up pretty good, so I'm not sure quite what we're in for, but we're gonna find out. You know it's a good storm when the animals aren't out. Usually the goats and the sheep are always out no matter the weather, but this morning they're inside hunting down. So it's gonna be a good one. Yep. There's that wind I was talking about. That wind is so strong that there's not a dry spot on this floor. It was blowing the wind. It was blowing the wind was blowing the rain in. Everywhere's wet. There's puddles everywhere, and it's just all soaked. That's how windy it's been.
It was so windy when I was milking the cow. I was really nervous, and then I don't even feel like it's ever been this windy before. But I'm sure I just blocked it out. But I'm like, holy cow! Literally.
There's not a dry spot on this floor.
Yeah.
32 by 48, and everything is wet.
Hopefully the wind stays this or less, because it was really bad this morning, like early this morning. The air is like warm. It's weird. It's so weird out.
It's 55 degrees out. It's been in the 20s. Sorry, I was watching the chickens fly around. And so right now, it's 55 out, and every once in a while you'll get a cold snap, so that's blowing like the cold air off the ice of the snow, and it's just melting everything really fast, so it's kind of a weird feeling with the different temperature changes.
Hopefully it does melt the ice fast, because everything was really icy. Even since we milked the cow this morning, which wasn't that long ago, some of the ice has melted. I do not like ice. That's the part about this time of year I do not like. I do not like ice at all. So I'm like freezing rain, ice, anything like that. So if it could just be beautiful snow and it can be on the edge of everything and look nice, and it would be fine. But the ice, I do not like.
All right, with this wind, today is definitely not a day to be hanging tin. So we're gonna hang up some lights in here. These are the lights we're gonna use out here, or we're just gonna set them in temporarily. We'll have to end up getting more. We'll just space them kind of in the center, so that way we can have some light when we're working, because the more tin we get on the outside walls, the darker and darker it's gonna get in here. So let me figure out the spacing. I'll just put them right in here. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So 24 divided by 3, 8. Yeah. So we'll space the lights every 8 trusses for now. We still need to finish bracing up the trusses, but right now we have too much stuff in our way. I started down that end. We got it here. We'll finish down that way afterwards. I think that end has one too. It's just basically the center that we got to finish bracing. So that'll take out this wobble from the trusses. Let me go grab my screwdriver. You
should try it.
You want to try putting up some tin?
No, I said you should try it. Uh-huh.
I think you'd enjoy it. Every time the wind blows, I can feel this thing move. All right, let's plug them in and see how that works. I'm gonna put this ladder down because it was blowing over a second ago. All right, let's see how this works for temporary lighting.
Whoa.
1, 2. Yeah, I'd say that lights it up pretty good in here. Perfect for working.
Well, our chickens think they're ducks today, and they're hanging out. They're loving this weather for some reason. We've been opening the coop door so that they can get out and free range, and then we shut them when it's time to go to bed. And they're in my garlic, so I'm gonna go and check that out and try to get them over in another area. They must have heard me.
Well, on the bright side, all the snow melted off the roof. So when it's not windy and when the roof dries off, we'll be able to do all of our soffit work without getting rained on, and then we can put the back wall tin up without getting wet. So we'll think of the good things and take advantage of that. And then maybe tomorrow, I don't know, let's keep an eye on it and see if the ground thaws out enough today, I can dig a trench to the workshop and bury our underground conduit to get power from the workshop out here for our permanent service.
Ah.
But in the meantime, with this crazy weather, we're gonna chop up a bunch of little blocks, get our nailers up, and work under a roof in the wind.
In the meantime, I think we have everything buckled down, so we hope.
We got light at least. So we're gonna try to snap some chalk lines. I'm not sure how it will really work today, but we're gonna try. So 22 and a half, 46 and a half, 70 and a half.
Whoa.
Waiting for my hat to blow off.
If anything starts flying, I am out of here. If I don't get knocked out first. I think I have an appointment. I gotta go too.
You gotta go?
Gotta go. Whoa. Ugh.
You can kind of see the chalk.
But you double lined it.
I know. Oh well.
So somewhere in that vicinity.
Somewhere in there. I think the wind double lined it.
I feel like I'm not doing very good at this job today because
We're gonna have some shaky camera footage.
plus I'm like looking around to see what's gonna happen.
Here, I'll let you snap it from the center.
Well, I don't really see it. Take 3. Better.
Better?
Yeah. I can at least see it. I think we should name this video The Day We Almost Blew Away.
The day we almost blew away.
Hope we don't.
So far we haven't.
Does that feel so warm?
It does. And then I think tomorrow night it's 18 degrees again. Today would be a good day for a wind turbine for making power. Actually, they probably have to shut it off because it's too windy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, sometimes they gotta shut them off when it gets too windy. All right, now we can cut some 2x4s.
The rain is back.
It sure is. That wind is terrible. The wind and the rain.
But it's not cold out.
No, I'm glad it's not cold. If it was cold and doing this, I don't think we'd be able to be out here today.
It feels kind of like though when you go swimming and you get in those warm spots. That's what the air feels like.
Like
All
where
of a sudden
somebody
you have.
peed in the pool.
I wasn't saying that, but you know when you go swimming and you get those warm spots in the water.
2x4s are already pretty wet. Let's measure and see how much conduit we'll need if the ground softens up enough overnight to dig and put the conduit in the ground. "52 feet. I think they come in 10-foot sections, so we'll need 6.
What did you say?
52 feet, and they come in 10-foot sections.
Is that comfortable?
No. Well, we're definitely flooded down here. Flooded out all down that way, but it's not as bad as it was last week. It's still bad, but just not as bad, which is crazy. We have gotten some water here. I'm glad to see that it's really not breaching the banks yet. Hopefully the rain is done and it won't get any higher. Could still get a little bit higher with all the snow still melting, but we're gonna find out. We'll keep an eye on it. I'm glad it's not any worse. So we lost all of our snow and ice and frost out of the ground yesterday and overnight. So we're gonna take advantage of that, and we're gonna bury some conduit down from the workshop to the barn. I wanted to run out yesterday afternoon to get everything I needed, but the roads were all flooded out and a lot of the stores got evacuated where we're going because everything was flooded. So we're gonna run out this morning to get what we need. Hopefully everybody is safe because we've had some terrible flooding in the area with all the rain we got yesterday. So let's head to town, pick up what we need, and hopefully we can get there without any problems. It is so muddy with all the frost coming out of the ground. It's almost like mud season. That's what the roads feel like, or the driveway, I should say. So we should have some good sloppy digging today, and we'll be able to get all the conduit in the ground that we need to. Just gotta go pick up everything that we need. All right, Home Depot had some of what we needed. Now we gotta go to the electrical supply store and get some of the other stuff that Home Depot didn't have. Well, we're able to get everything we needed. The rivers were pretty high still, but nothing was over the roads. All the roads were open. All the businesses were open that we needed to get to. So let's head on back to the homestead and start digging. It's kind of crazy that we can be digging in the dirt this late into December. Usually the ground's frozen by now, and it was the other day. So we're gonna take advantage of this opportunity while we have it and bury some conduit. Well, luckily the brook didn't go any higher. It's just crazy how much rain we got and then how much snow and ice melt we had. It's like the springtime melt, but worse because we've had so much rain. So it might be interesting this spring when we have another melt. All right, so I picked up a bunch of conduit, and one of the big things I got were these 3-inch radius sweep 90. So this will make pulling the wire a lot easier. If you get like a little short 90, that's where you really have a hard time pulling. So I got 2 of these, conduit and connections. Now we just gotta dig a hole. Probably gonna make a mess. I'll try to get all the gravel off first and then dig down. We'll go about a foot to 18 inches deep, and then we'll see how nice we can clean it up, and then we'll be able to have some conduit buried so we can start running wire when we need to.
We can't blame the rain on Al digging some trenches because he hasn't done any lately, but now he's going to. It's actually sunny out, so hopefully we can just open it up and shut it before any more rain.
That's why I haven't dug any holes, because we've been having such rainy weather this year. I haven't done any trenches for water lines down here or electrical, just because anytime I do, we get rain. So, and we've had so much rain, I hate to dig a hole and have it open. So this time I'll dig it, get it backfilled, and get it ready to go. So I want to have my conduit going from the center of this rib over to the 3rd rib in the corner of the workshop. We got the line already ran in the wall, and then we'll just have to come out the wall, go get an LB for that end, and then I'll put a junction box over here so we have more room to work with. And then boom, that'll be perfect. And it is a muddy mess. Perfect day for digging. The worst part is the sun's glaring right in my eye, so I really can't see how close I get to the building, so that's the only pain. But I'm gonna get a tape measure and see how deep we are, and then I'll have to shovel closer to the building because I don't want to hit it with the excavator bucket.
I was thinking maybe we should have did that before we sided, but we're working with the weather, Otherwise, we'd have this part done before we would have the building, but hey.
We are more than deep enough. We're like double as deep as we need to go, so I don't need to go that deep. We're like 32 inches there. We only need to be 18. So I'll just be able to clean up here in the hole, and then I just won't go as deep. So the goal is 18 inches is where you need to be for electrical lines. I will say there's no frost in the ground, so that is a bonus. Oh yeah, more than deep enough. Definitely water in the ground, just no frost. Probably not the right way to dig a trench from point A to B, but it worked. We'll just have to get a shovel and clean up all that loose stuff, and we'll get by the buildings dug out.
You make me sweat so much every day.
It's good for you.
Sweat so much every day.
It's good for you.
Every single day.
A little muddy, but not too bad.
You seem muddier.
We sure have. See. So actually that's perfect, because that's right how we're going to be. And even if I did go tighter, you can't with the pipe, so
Right.
I just got to clean out under there and get a good line going.
Well, you're not going to climb under there.
No, I'm just going to go to the front of it. All right, let's clean up here, and then we can start laying some pipe.
You might not need to. You want to.
No, I gotta get a little closer. Just a little bit more right here and we'll be good. I like it. That'll work. The first time we ever did a ditch was when we were putting in the post and beam barn at the old house, and we were burying the conduit to run power out there. I remember I was putting the conduit in as the excavator was digging a ditch, and it was pouring rain. And ever since then, every time we do a ditch, it's always raining, except today. Ew.
I was gonna say, you got your good pants on.
My good work pants. Come on, there we go. I'll just need you once I get this in place. I'll get out there, grab some sand, backfill that, and I'll just need you to hold it so it stays level.
Okay.
I got a bunch of sand right here, we'll put around it. That's why I left the sand over here.
Are you being serious?
No.
Oh. You need that?
I need the glue. Thank you. Little there, little here. It's nice they got the built-in bells on them. There we go. All right, so I need to go 64 1/4. Giving myself some leeway there. I disconnect the power, so I can't use the chop saw. All right, I'm gonna glue up the coupler on this end, and then my sweep 90, and then we'll get this on. I'll have you hold that, so when I push it on this end, we don't push it too far.
Okay.
So you'll have to keep an eye on that when we get to that stage. I love making a mess. My wife would agree.
No comment.
Okay.
Are you skipping a step?
No,
Like
why?
the cleaning thing?
No, you don't. Not for this. You don't need to. This is an all-in-one conduit glue. Okay, so I'll let this dry for a second.
Between these two?
Yep. So just hold that gingerly. Don't hold it up in the air for a second so I can get some glue and everything. Okay, hold on. We're gonna go up.
Hold on, what are we doing?
Well, I'm trying to get my ends together. Is what we're
Okay.
doing. Okay, now, where do you need to be?
Good, I think. What do you think, no?
Can we twist it at all?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that
think
better?
that's good, just like that.
Okay. Yep.
Pull the top over a little bit.
I wasn't paying attention.
I know.
I thought I was.
Well, I guess it never fails. I got a trench dug, and now it's raining out. No rain in the forecast today, but it's raining. I don't know if you can see that little bit of sprinkles and snowflakes. Yeah, so let's get this closed in just in case we get any worse precipitation than what we have. All right, last load of sand that I have. It should get, I think we should be able to bury all of it. I gotta get this filled in. Then once I get the excavator moved, I can fill this little bit in with sand, cover up all of the conduit with a little bit of sand. Let's get this done, and then I'll get this filled with sand, and then we can get the rest of it filled in. That was some of the best and easiest digging I've had on this property. That is good. Usually I hit like big giant rocks and all that not fun stuff, but this went well. I'm happy to have the conduit in. I am pumped. I'm gonna put some bags over the ends of the conduit so they don't get filled with water, and then once we're ready we can run conduit. That'll be the easy part. I got the expansion pieces that go on there, so if the ground frost heaves and the building moves or the ground moves, it's like a slip joint, and it'll let the PVC pipe move. And then I'll have to get, I think I want to get a 2-inch LB for that side, and then over here I'm going to do a junction box, a bigger one. I have those, so we should be fine with that. I'm just going to get an LB when we're ready to do that and get the wire. So yeah, I am excited. That looks good. This is where we're going to end the video. Thanks for coming along on our homesteading journey. You guys are a huge blessing to us in our homestead. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And we thank you for subscribing if you are subscribed. And we'll see you right back here in the next video. Bye.